Our 7 News I-Team has been reporting on the fight against the sexual exploitation of children online. From what members of Congress are considering to the investigators working to rescue victims and arrest the predators.
Tonight, I-Team investigator John Barr introduces us to one of the most passionate, high-profile voices in this space, and one advocates hope can make a difference on Capitol Hill. John.
Michelle and Scott, many of you will recognize this face. That's former standout college athlete turned broadcaster Tim Tebow, who has a long history of fighting for those less fortunate. Tebow is now 38, married, a dad, and like his father before him, fighting on behalf of exploited kids.
We have to have more people on that line, and we have to do a whole lot more, and we have to do it faster, because every day we wait, they're suffering, they're crying, and I believe right now many of them are praying that we would respond.
The impassioned plea before a Senate committee made national news, in part because of the messenger, former football star Tim Tebow, but more so because of the message. The shocking number of unidentified children being sexually abused online within the United States.
Every red dot that is on there is someone that is downloading, sharing, or distributing child rape images, almost all under the age of 12.
That was March 2024.
This isn't about policies or politics, it's about people.
6 months later, Tebow stood with lawmakers from both parties, reintroducing the Renewed Hope Act, legislation which would add 200 investigators and analysts to Homeland Security investigations, dozens of them to the Cyber Crime Center in Fairfax to fight online exploitation of children. 7 News asked Tebow what, if anything, has changed in the 2 years since his Capitol Hill appearances.
Unfortunately, we have to do a lot before it's going to change.
The answer is in the frustration in his voice.
Can you imagine if it was your job and you wake up every day and from morning till night, you are watching children in the worst way get abused and raped? It is so hard and so difficult, and they're so elite with their skill sets. And still with that, as a society, we have done a terrible job of supporting them.
After a Hall of Fame college football career, a few years in the NFL, and a swing at Major League Baseball, this is the battle Tim Tebow has chosen. Inspired by his late father Bob, a Baptist missionary who did similar work in the Philippines, supporting the men and women whose mission it is to find and protect exploited children has become Tebow's crusade.
Our whole country should be behind them, praising them for what they're doing, supporting them, giving them everything they need, every tool, every aspect of support to best be able to identify and get to these boys and girls.
He's such a trusted voice in the child safety ecosystem. It means everything.
We asked Kate Kennedy, who runs Homeland Security Investigations public awareness campaigns, about Tebow's support.
When you have someone outside of government willing to take the time to understand the issue and to share it amongst their network, the potential solution, which is education and awareness and intervention, it means everything. It really becomes that force multiplier.
Since 2023, Tebow's foundation has worked closely with Homeland Security to recruit the best of the best victim identification specialists and analysts to bring them to Fairfax to be part of what's known as Operation Renewed Hope.
When you bring together the best from all over the world, you put them in the same location. When you bring together the right support, the right training, the right technology, and you get rid of some of those barriers, incredible things can happen.
The most recent Operation Renewed Hope helped identify more than 650 child victims. Proof, Tebow says, that permanent funding for more staff and resources would help rescue more children and put more dangerous predators behind bars.
Every day matters, and every day that we wait or we slow down or we get in discussions about stupid things and we don't act, that's another day where they have to encounter some of the worst evils in the world that I really believe are close to an earthly form of hell. And yet we wait and talk and negotiate with this while they're suffering. We're living on the wrong timeline.
A lot of fire and passion, but also a lot of frustration, Scott, that so far members of Congress have failed to act on any meaningful legislation to go after some of these online predators of our kids.
Well, and it's got to be frustrating for an advocate like him and the law enforcement side as well. I know you've been tracking that Renewed Hope Act, which would beef up staffing at Homeland Security investigations. Any chance that bill or something, let's say, similar will pass?
Well, it was introduced in January, and it was introduced with bipartisan support in both houses, but it remains stuck in committee. Now, just last week, another bill called the Secure America Act, that's the $72 billion spending plan for the Department of Homeland Security, it appeared headed to a vote on the Senate floor. Tucked within the Secure America Act is more than $100 million to pay for additional analysts and investigators at Homeland Security investigations. Some of them would work just down the road in Fairfax. But the Secure America Act faced Democratic opposition from the jump. Even many Republicans voiced concerns because of 11th hour amendments. So, Scott, that bill stalled. Members of Congress left town before the holiday break. And, you know, this is what happens, right? If they could just separate out that piece to fund the investigators who go after child predators, maybe they have a shot at passing something, but it gets lumped in with politically charged spending measures, and so nothing passes.
Right, and that's the complicated mess of Capitol Hill. If you attach a bill to something else, could be its success, could be its death. And let's hope, as you say, that they can get some singular attention and just focus on what it might accomplish. Great reporting as always, John. Of course, we've got a lot more of John's coverage on this important issue on WJLA.com.